So the total of all of these ETFs is 1.67 trillion divided by Canary One. The ETFs that are proposed to be launched in the near future here are 16,700, so almost 17,000 times more asset under management compared to the Canary that we saw launch, which drew in like almost 150 million. And again, this fund, the Canary fund, is literally almost 17,000 times smaller than these 6 that are about to launch soon. Hey, my friend, I have a really important video for you guys today. Okay, the potential of XRP ETFs is likely 25 to 50 times bigger than what most people realize. Because when they compare the XRP ETF that was launched by Canary, they normally compare it with the Solana ETF that was launched, which had done almost the same. So the XRP ETF did a bit more than Solana on the first day. Now, the Solana ETF that was launched was with Bitwise. And what a lot of people are not realizing is that Bitwise has 50 times more assets under management than Canary has. The Canary fund had approximately 100 million, that's 100 million assets under management when they launched the XRP ETF. Now, Bitwise that had launched the Solana ETF, at the time it had 5 billion under management. So technically, the Canary XRP ETF that just launched saw higher volume than what the Solana ETF had. This Canary fund is actually 50 times smaller than the Bitwise fund. So technically, in theory, if this would have been a Bitwise fund that would have launched this XRP ETF, the volume might have been 20 to 50 times what we saw at this Canary launch. So, my friends, this is mind-blowing. You have to think. A lot of people were saying how Solana was so successful and it was going to beat XRP, and there was a lot of stir for the Solana ETF when it launched with Bitwise. Now, XRP launching with a fund, the ETF launching with a fund that's 50 times smaller, my friends, than the Bitwise Solana fund, and still did the same volume, even higher volume. And on the second day of the ETF, the Canary fund, it seems, I believe it actually exceeded the first day. So this is mind-blowing XRP volume, like XRP ETF incoming volume. Like, this is insane, guys. This is very big. So a lot of people are comparing the Canary fund with the Solana launch, but it's not even comparable, again, because the magnitude of the Bitwise fund that launched Solana is way bigger, because Canary is actually one of the smallest ones. So we're going to look at that, and I'm also going to show you the list. Oh my goodness, guys, you can't even imagine. The ETFs that are about to launch or planning to launch soon, that have filed with the SEC, all of those ETFs combined are literally 16,000, almost 17,000 times bigger. So they have 17,000 times more asset under management compared to what Canary has. The Canary ETF, that's the XRPC ETF, 17,000. So this is what I'm going to show you now. I'm going to show you all the proof of this. So right here, Canary Capital's recently launched XRP ETF saw the biggest day one volume of any ETF launch of 2025 at around 58 million, just barely beating out Bitwise Solana ETF. Again, that's what I'm telling you. This Bitwise Solana ETF is 50 times bigger. And I'm going to show this according to Bloomberg ETF analysis. Now, let's go here, my friends. So, Bitwise Solana ETF, BSOL, did 57 million on launch. Bitwise has around 15 billion under management. Now, they have 15 billion now, but at the time when they launched BSOL, they actually had around, let's say, 5 billion to be conservative. It was around 5 billion, is my understanding. So again, Canary Capital's XRP ETF did 58 million on launch. Canary has under 100 million under management. Bitwise applied for an XRP ETF. Interesting. Now, Canary Capital total asset under management is approximately 320 to 350 million as of November 14, driven by its BOTS crypto ETF. Now, it's actually the XRP is 245 million. But if you exclude the XRP launch, they had 70 million for HBR and approximately 10 to 20 million for LTC, which I believe that's Litecoin. So 70 million plus 30 million is what they had before they launched XRPC. So technically they only had 100 million under management, my friends. Now, here is a few of the ETFs that have been submitted at filings with the SEC. Now, there's a much bigger list here. Shout out to Kenny Nguyen. Hopefully I didn't butcher that, buddy. So here is my updated XRP ETF list. 18 XRP ETFs filed, 18 of them. Now, we're just going to look at these here. Bitwise, Canary Capital, 21 Shares, WisdomTree, Grayscale, CoinShares, and Franklin Templeton. So actually remove the Canary. I'm going to look at these 6 minus the Canary Capital. If you add all of these up, so it's 5 billion, 7 billion, 113 billion, 40 billion, 5 billion, and 1.7 trillion. These 6 combined is equal to 1.67 trillion. So that's 1 trillion, 670 billion of assets under management. It's 1 trillion, 670 billion that they have of assets under management. And if you compare that with the Canary Capital XRP ETF, Canary Capital only has 100 million. It says 200 million here because, again, this is based on the volume of XRP, I believe, that came in. But it's approximately 100 million is my understanding, is what they had when they launched the XRP. So let's do the math at 100 million, and we can do the math at 200 million after. So if you take $1.67 trillion and you divide it by 100 million, which was Canary Capital, so the total of all of these ETFs is 1.67 trillion, divided by Canary one, the ETFs that are proposed to be launched in the near future here are 16,700, so almost 17,000 times more asset under management compared to the Canary that we saw launch, which drew in like almost 150 million. And again, this fund, the Canary fund, is literally almost 17,000 times smaller than these 6 that are about to launch soon. So now I do recognize that they're not all the same and it's not really comparing apple to apples, but this is something to take note, my friends. This is insane. 17,000 times more assets under management, 17,000 times more. And this is just these 6, Bitwise, 21 Shares, WisdomTree, Grayscale, CoinShares, Franklin Templeton. Hey, my friend, whether you're a day trader or hodler, I've got a game changer for you. BTCC Exchange, founded in 2011, is the world's longest running crypto platform with 0 hacks and licenses in many countries. No KYC or VPN needed, and signing up is fast. For whales or pro traders, it's a dream. Top 5 on CoinMarketCap, unmatched liquidity, low fees, but leverage and copy trading is risky, so only use what you can afford to lose, or seriously don't do it at all. I launched this channel to share crucial crypto insights, not to see you make reckless moves and lose your hard-earned money. BTCC has over 300 crypto available, including XRP, QNT, XLM, and HBAR. Use my referral link on the screen, in the description, or in the pinned comment for up to $10,000 USDT rewards, up to 50% off fees, and VIP perks. Never keep all your crypto on exchanges. Use reputable hardware wallets. Links below. Now let's get back to the video. And it seems that BlackRock is talking about launching one. BlackRock, I think they have, is it 11 trillion under management is BlackRock? Or 7, I think it's 11 or 13 trillion. So I decided to look it up. BlackRock's total asset under management is 13.46 trillion as of Q3 2025. So in September 30th, BlackRock had 13.45 trillion. So in reality, if you add BlackRock to the list of the other ETFs that are about to launch that I told you about, total assets under management would actually be 160,000 times more than the Canary ETF that drew in approximately 150 million of inflows on day 2, in 2 days. So let me repeat that. If you add up BlackRock, that is talking about launching an ETF, XRP ETF, if you add them in, their total asset under management, including the other ones that are supposed to launch, it's actually approximately 160,000 times. Yes, you heard that correctly. 160,000 times more asset under management compared to the Canary XRP ETF. So my friends, that's what I wanted to leave you. Let me add one more thing. The ISO 20022 is also coming in a pipeline here. The deadline is November 22nd, where all of the banks are also going to talk on speaking the same language. So literally, they're standardizing the format for cross-border payments, the messaging format for cross-border payments. It's absolutely crucial for the volume that XRP and Ripple plan to do. This is crucial. So you have that coming, plus you have these ETFs in the near future. I'm not sure if BlackRock, obviously, I'm assuming BlackRock's going to have one. It would be crazy not to have one. So obviously BlackRock is likely going to have one. We can say 99.9% sure that's going to happen. So my friends, I just wanted to leave that with you. Please share this with the community, my friends, if you don't mind. It really helps my channel, and it also it helps the people. I want the community to know this because I'm scrolling all over X everywhere, and I'm not seeing anybody really do the math. I haven't seen anybody really do the math on this to show how significant the Canary launch was actually, if you really compare apple to apples, and then on top of all the other ones. So I hope you enjoyed the information I shared. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching my show. Thank you for liking and subscribing and all the comments that you guys leave. Thank you. I love you guys too very much. And I'm wishing you a great day, great evening, great night, wherever you are. Thank you so much, and God bless. Bye for now.